and accepting me as destiny is to make firm establish. So my guests and I bring you messages to establish what you need to know in the present. And also I like working with angels and the calmness they bring. Now, in a moment, I will introduce you to my wonderful guest, Althea Finch. But before that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching this show live at a later date, as it means a lot to me to connect with like-minded women. Now, if you've never met before, then my name is Rae, and I'm the founder of Radiant Angel Energy. And I love to help women to crossroads in their life, heal their past, create their future, and transform their present, so they can take charge of their destiny in the here and now. I use future life progression, past life regression, angelic reiki, angel oracle cards, guided meditation, and hypnosis to help women who feel lost get clear on their reason for being here. And I've also created a transformational journey to help you take charge of your destiny and a journey through lifetimes. Now, each episode of this show will cover various themes of your journey, a mini guided meditation or angel oracle card reading with the wisdom of my wonderful guests, like today's guest, Althea Finch, about natural healing, how to tune into your body and specifically your pain and conditions, how to listen to what they are telling you so that you can clear them. Now, Althea Finch is the founder of the PainFree Method, a powerful self-healing method based on 30 years experience so that they can finally and truly be so they can finally feel truly authentic and whole and healed and at peace with themselves and free to live their lives the way they really want. With testimonials such as I'm still pain free from trigeminal neuralgia. I am so grateful to Althea Finch and the work she does and the wisdom she is guided by. You literally saved my life. Trigeminal neuralgia,
Trigeminal.
that's the word, is also known as the suicide disease. Can you imagine the pain level to drive someone to do that? And also, hey, Althea Finch, just letting you know that my knee has been fantastic. I've used a few drops of essential oil too, but not regularly. Life is wonderful again. Walking, gardening, and driving have become easy. So this weekend, to spice it up, I went surfing. So without further delay, hello, Althea, and welcome to the Angels
Hi.
Destiny Show. How are you
Hi.
today?
I'm good, Ray. Thank you so much for having me on, and lovely to share the knowledge and help people. Lovely to be here.
Brilliant. So, before we get into this fascinating conversation, I want to remind you that you can also ask questions, leave comments and thoughts, as both Althea and I want to be part of this conversation. So, please do not be shy. So, Althea, why don't you tell us more about yourself and how, by tuning into our bodies and specifically our pain and conditions and listening to what they are telling us, we can become more pain free?
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's something that we all know. We all know how to be pain-free, how to become balanced, become healthy and whole. And I feel like we've just forgotten, and it's not something that we're typically taught. You know, we're taught you have something wrong and it's a condition, it's a symptom, and you need to get it fixed. And you probably go down the doctors and down that route. And there are lots of other options. So just tell you a little bit about myself, about my background. I was always really, really fascinated with understanding people. I really wanted to understand. I really wanted to get them. I really wanted to tune into how people really ticked. And I think I came back from a background of an army background, and
Mm,
typical English, I think, probably, and that we didn't discuss feelings. You didn't share your inner thoughts on your inner
yeah.
feelings. You just sort of get on with life. You know, you go to school and university, and on it goes, and get the mortgage and whatever. And for me, it wasn't enough. It was empty. It was there was not meaning there, and so I started studying all sorts of things like palmistry and getting very, very intense into the details of understanding people. And that's when I really felt that I was really connecting to the soul, to the real person inside, and that's what I wanted. So that was in the early days. That's when I was about 13. So down that route in my hobby life, my personal life, I studied all sorts of analytical things like this, like body the way we're formed, the shape of our face, medical diagnosis through the face, through the ears, through the way that we carry the fat on our body, our shapes we make, and so lots and lots of analytical things over the years. And I found it absolutely fascinating and got really deep into all of that. So at the same time, my professional side, I started to study massage, and it was not until I got into, I started with standard massage, like Swedish massage,
Mm.
but again, it just wasn't deep enough. It wasn't uh, enough meaning. And then I found something called acupressure, Chinese massage and acupressure, and that was it for me. It was just meaning, it was depth, it was soul, and how each different organ of the body holds different emotions and psychologies. And so, the two sides started to come together. Over the years, my professional life, I studied this one, and then shiatsu and reflexology and Reiki and all sorts of things in between. And so the physical knowledge and development was happening professionally. And my private side, I was analyzing, understanding, really tuning into people. And then when I was about 30, I had been doing all of this. And in my personal life, I got dumped, as you do. And
Typical.
typical. And something happened. The two sides of my knowledge clicked. It came together, and suddenly my senses were just like opened up. And because of the breakup, I lost something. I just cracked or something. I think I had some kind of emotional breakdown or something, and I just started again. And so in my professional life, it all came together, and I became very, very, very sensitive. And I remember I was working in a clinic at the time, and I was waiting for my next client, and I was just daydreaming, and my thoughts came along to this lady, and she was had her back to me, and she was at the bookshelf, and I was just daydreaming. And my awareness came to her lower parts, her womenly parts, women's bits, and I just felt the energy was just mangled and messed up, and I don't know what has gone on with her. Maybe she's had an operation or disease or
Mm.
lost babies. I don't know, but I was just thinking, God, it's just awful. And at the time, I was studying facial analysis, where you tell what's going on in the body with the face, and I was just thinking, I wonder if you can tell what's going on there in her face. And at that moment, she turned around, and I was like, "Oh, yep, yep, definitely." And she had dark eyes. She looked terrible. She looked peaky and white and distressed. And I just thought, yeah. And at that time, I started to see visions of people. I started to see their past and their lives. And around about that same time, I became clairaudient, and I heard voices. This is all new to me, but normal, I guess, like because I was already into palmistry and runes and all the rest of it. I just thought this is great.
Yeah.
And I remember another time I had my hands on this lady, and I could see her in this beautiful velvet dress, like I don't know, 100 years ago or something, and she had all these incredible stone jewels on her fingers, and she was playing the piano. So I had all these images and visions of her as I was massaging her back. And when I'd finished, I thought, it was the first time I said this. I thought, I don't know, should I say something or not? And I thought, well, come on. So I said to her, I saw you doing this. So, and do you like the piano? And she said, oh, I can't play at all, but I love the piano. And I just thought, that's it. Something's happening here. There's something here. So that was the big change. And that was when I was about 30. And so things developed from there. And from that point, my treatments changed completely. From then, it was not about this muscle, this bone, this problem, this symptom. From then, it was completely different. It was about, number one, the moment I talked to somebody, the moment I touched someone, it was about tuning into them inside, how you are, who you are inside, and how you tick. And just going back to how my kind of slant on it was, I had bulimia for many years, and I think there's all this suppression and can't share feelings, and bulimia came along with all of that. And I was suffering terribly. I was trapped, and I dreamed that somebody could just reach in and reach in and grab me and control me and stop me eating these things, and but someone to reach in. And I feel like now at 50 that I'm that person. I've come around from all of that. I've healed. I'm many years later. I share, I talk, and so now I've become that person. So the pain-free method is what I developed out of all of that, because I was treating one by one each person, and I was having these amazing experiences. And I wanted to, I realized, if you just do one-to-one, I mean, that's just one-to-one. And also, there's only so many people you could help and share it with. And, can you imagine, I'm so shy. I was such an introverted person. You wouldn't imagine it now, but I couldn't. I had all this amazing stuff going on, but I couldn't say it. I couldn't get it out. I did it through my hands, through connection. And so it took me a few years to kind of figure out, what am I doing? What's the bits of it? What's the pieces of it? How can I say to somebody, do this, this, this? So that took another, I don't know, 5-10 years or something. And so now I've developed it into an easy 3-step process called the PainFree Method. And it's very simple. It's just like breathing, because I know, when I was suffering bulimia, that your head can be so full of details and analyzing everything, and maybe you don't know whether you're coming or going, or how to get forward in your life. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to get out. You're just stuck with whatever you're suffering with. So I know that I wanted to have something sweet, simple, just simple, just like breathing, just like walking. So that's what I have these days to offer everyone. And I'm super elated to be on this platform now these days, to share what I know and to remind people, because I know you have this instinct already. We all have it. We know how to heal. We've just forgotten. So I'm just here to guide you, to reawaken you to your own healing. So that's the background of it all. And what is the method? Well, it's all about connection to you. It's all about tuning into you. It's about trusting your instincts. It's about listening and responding to your own messages that you have all the time. And in this modern life, and any life, if we don't tune into ourselves, we are full of stories, of games, of picked up behaviors and patterns that do not serve us, that trip us up, that mess us up, that stop us being the whole, true, loving self that we are. And this is all about getting back in tune with your lovely brightness, with your shiny you, to shine yourself out to the world. And I believe every one of us has unique skills. We're unique, and it's all there. And no matter how long you've been suffering, no matter how serious your conditions are or have been, no matter how long it's been you've been suffering, no matter there's no cure, no matter people say there's nothing you can do about it, it's rubbish. It's absolute rubbish, because you're made of something so much more than these debilitating stories. So just want to encourage people to take heart if you are suffering, that I believe, the very fact you're watching this, or looking for answers, should tell you that there's hope, there's a way, that it's possible to heal somehow. So it's all about, we're taught by the modern way of doctors and dentists and scientists. We're taught to look outside of our bodies, that we have symptoms, that there's something must be wrong with you, it's hereditary, that you don't work somehow, that you need some pills, that you're psychologically imbalanced. We're broken and we have a symptom and you need fixing, and usually that's through medication or operations and physio and pain management clinics and all this sort of thing to support the symptom. So I want to, remind you to retune back into your instincts and to connect. So if I put it really simply, like when we're stressed, our muscles might get tight and you get tense. You might get tense at the back of the neck. You might get headaches even. You might, if it goes on long enough, you might get migraines. You might get blood conditions even. You might get pinched nerves or sciatica. And your body's just behaving really naturally. Your body's behaving as it should. It's responding to something. It's reflecting what's inside of you, the stress. So what I do is I show you how to listen to those signals, to connect with what's actually happening, and more than that, to connect to the root cause. And then when you tune into your root cause, your physical symptoms automatically calm down. They disappear automatically because your body's reflecting what you're feeling inside. It doesn't operate independently of you. So if that'd be a simple example, when we get stressed and we might bite our nails or hair drops out, or if it's extreme stress, or if it's stress that's been going on all your life, you might go grey early, you might get rashes or something, and it depends how severe the discomfort, the imbalance, the triggers are inside of you. Your body will show you exactly what's going on, and that's what I love about the body, is that it will show you precisely. So for example, if you've got shoulder conditions, which a lot of people do, so shoulders are about responsibility, they're about shouldering things, about taking things on board. And so your body is very, very literal, and it'll tell you what the problem is, even if you don't know what it is. It'll tell you. So I show you how to tune into those things, tune into the messages, tune into the feelings or the discomfort you're experiencing, and it will lead you directly to peace, to let it go. Because that's the ultimate game, isn't it? It's to be at peace and feel love within you. And if you are not feeling those things, if you are not feeling fabulous and shiny and bright, and if you're not feeling those things, which is your natural state, then things are in the way, something's in the way, and your body will show it, and your moods will show it, and your physical experience, you might not be able to sleep at night or something, your mental state will show it, and it's all stuff that's showing you that something is off. I call it off center.
Yeah.
And when you release those things, when you release those root causes, you will naturally ping back to a loving state again, and life is fabulous.
So do you so is it just that you do it with your body, or does your body tell you to use natural things? I know Enchiara, golden seal root. Does that come into it as well, or is it just all you and your body?
Yep, there are three layers, three steps I call them, and the first step is to get rid of the symptoms, so you have relief immediately, and that would be tuning directly into what's happening. So, say for example, it's that painful shoulder. Our typical way to deal with a pain is to react to it. So you might hold it, you might try to ignore it, you might put a bit of ice pack on it, you might take a painkiller. We react to it. But what I teach you is to listen to the message of it and feel into the message of it. So instead of reacting to it, you hold your ground and you feel into the sensation, the discomfort you're experiencing. And what you're doing is your body, and the pain will go. It will go. It may be a bit stubborn. It may go straight away, but it will go. So that would be the first stage, is to get immediate relief by connecting to the pain. And then the second stage is the things you mentioned, Rae, about there are lots of lovely supporters. You might need to get some rest. You might need to get more sleep. You might need to eat. And there may be herbs and oils and things that you would love. And these are our supporters. They don't do the healing bit, but
Right.
they definitely support, they help, They encourage the healing. They make you feel good, which is all on the route to feeling to feeling peace, and letting the symptoms go. So the second stage is all the supporting parts of things. It's you'll be learning through my method. You'll be learning to what do you need to be doing regularly so that your pain and symptoms don't come back. Uh, it's half of it's about getting rid of the thing you don't want, and half of it's filling yourself with the things you do want. And yeah, it's all about energy flow. So the second stage is doing the supporting things like herbs and oils and all that sort of thing. And I guide you to your own best answers. So maybe you don't like using oils, but you like to go for walks. So we'll look at what do you need, what needs to be in your life to support you and make you feel good. Do you like to walk once a day, or maybe 3 times a day, or once a month? What is it? How does that fit for you? What's your perfect sort of I call it's your healing plan. I help you to put together a healing plan, so it's specifically tailored to you, that makes sense to you, that works for you. Because there's so many beautiful methods out there, but most people haven't got time for all that, and they don't have time to learn new methods and new things. So, as I said, this is just like walking. They're simple, easy things that you'd be doing most of them every day anyway, like breathing, so the healing plan is going to be a plan tailored specifically to you, that makes sense to you, that fits for your life. And then the third stage of healing is looking at your life in the bigger picture. So, for example, many of us have difficulties with relationships or relations in our family. So, maybe that's the uncle that just drives you crazy, and it irritates you, and you can't stand them, and they keep coming around, and blah blah blah, or something. So how can we address that? How can we feel into that energy? How can we let that area of your life flow in a way that's comfortable with you, that in a way that eases energetic flow and stops that difficulty happening? And I show you how to do that, and it's all driven through your responses, through your high guide, if you like, and through your body. And I help you and teach you how to tune into you, because you're the best teacher for you. It's nobody else. You're the best. You're the one who within you. You have all the guides, all the knowledge. You will never need to heal and be the best that you can be. And I help you to tune into that.
Yeah. So sort of like, obviously patient confidentiality and things like that. What are some of the things that people have come to you with, and that they've kind of like, oh, I don't have this anymore? And obviously I mentioned a couple in the testimonials, but
Mm.
what everyday things, because I'm sure what was it again, the G
Trigeminal,
yes,
trigeminal nerve pain.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would just say that's probably not a common thing.
Lots of pinched nerves though. Lots of pinched nerves and sciatica problems, and lower back pain, all different areas of the back. Every single client that comes to me, they usually come to me with a physical condition. And I think, I am spiritual, but I'm a practical girl, and I love to deal with the nuts and bolts of the body. So I think that's why I track that too.
Yeah,
So most people come to me with physical conditions, and then what I do is I help them to tune in to the emotional root cause, basically, the story within. And when you find peace with that, then which is so simple, then the physical conditions disappear. So I was working with a chap. He was about 20, and he had crunchy knees. He just wasn't comfortable in his knees. He just ached sometimes, but they were crunchy. He's 20-year-old guy. He's running around all over the place, 90 miles an hour and whatever, and doesn't stop. But his knees were crunchy. So when I worked with him, we tuned into his knees. We follow the body. I show you, the body will guide you, and I show you how to do that. So for him, we followed the focus. His knees were hurting, so we focused on the knees and what did it feel like, and feeling into it and tuning into it. And I started to get images of his past. And his story was that his father, he was terrified of his father, and he was always running away. So can you see the correlation?
Yeah.
Years later, we sort of separate from things and we forget what we experience as kids. And the majority of stories, I would say 9 out of 10 stories come, it's always when they're very little or even babies, where we sort of get emotionally, the emotions get trapped or something. And then we carry out that story for the rest of our lives. So we tuned into his, we felt into, he was feeling into his right knee and feeling into the crunchy bits and the cartilage, all the lumpy, bumpy bits. Um, and these stories are starting to come up. And he's starting to talk about it, and I get images, and I said, well, what about this and what about that, and tuning into his story, and his knee starts going smooth, like it's oiled, like it's comfortable and nice and just normal. And then so it took some time. It took I think it was about 30-40 minutes or something. We're talking and focusing and feeling into it, and his knee was great. And then the body will guide you. So what happens with the body, it kind of holds your attention, and that's in a physical condition. So for him, the body was holding his attention in his knees. And when he pays attention to it, the body, it's like the body says, oh, thank you for paying attention. I can say, I can let go now, because you're tuning into the problem that's creating it, his fear of his father running away. And then, so we're lots of time on the right knee, and then suddenly that was all right, and the body shifts to the left knee. And we were just moments, we were seconds and moments, and all of a sudden it was just suddenly his left knee was fine. So the body reacts automatically. And just like when you cut yourself, and you don't have to believe it's going to heal. You don't have to ask anybody or do anything. Your body automatically goes into healing, automatically will try to fix that cut. And this method is based on the exact same principles, the exact same natural responses of your body, but with the depth of the story of what's going on with you inside. So that was that guy, and all the stories, everyone's the same. This kind of route. One guy, big chap, he had damaged his shoulder. He'd had an accident. I think it was rugby or uh, cricket or something, and he had landed on his shoulder, crushed his shoulder, awful damage, had operations. And as we tuned into his shoulder and the feeling of it, tuning into the pain, that's why it's really important. We're taught to run away from the pain, take a painkiller, fix it, cut it out. But it's a lesson for us. It's a message. Our body's talking. You're talking to yourself. You're holding some grief, some stress, some terror in your body. And it's natural to walk away from it. And I know that you have to be ready to heal. You have to be in that moment of that you feel ready, and then world's your oyster. Then it'll happen for you. It'll happen very quickly, and then you'll feel brave enough to go through the gunk in your life, to let go of that stuff that you've been carrying around for years. You'll feel confident and ready. You're in a place when you feel ready of to heal. Let that stuff go. So this fella, he had crushed his shoulder, had some operations to try to fix it. And, obviously he had problems and stiffness and pain when it got cold and this sort of thing. And when I got him to tune into it and feel into it, this for him, there was a number of stories. Feeling shoulder about responsibility. So for him, he had issues with dealing with his children, being responsible, taking care, and his relationships, and taking on board things. And he had lost his career through this. I mean, he was about to retire from his business anyway, his job, but all that emotional change in him of letting go of his career and being damaged and going to the next stage of his life. So lots of story for him. But as he tuned into it, all of a sudden his shoulder just buckled, just clicked back into place. And although he'd had operations, so there was bits and pieces removed, so it's never quite going to be the same. But your body is amazing. It will always find a way of flow. and of ease, because that's your natural state. And it is not the state to be in pain or discomfort or holding. It takes so much energy to be feeling rough and unwell and in pain. It can't tell you the immense energy it takes to be in that state is unbelievable. So another part of the method is working on your breathing and relaxing and softening your body, because then you're halfway there anyway, focusing on releasing the tension and stress and things. So for him, he has movement in his body, in his shoulder again, and sensation and feeling just feels normal. It's a bit messed up because of the scar tissue, but he has proper movement now, and it relaxed. And then not when you fix your thing, it it fixes every other. It reflects the whole system, because you're a whole system. You're not just an arm or a shoulder or a gut thing or whatever it is you're having problems with. That thing is going to be reflecting your whole entire system. It's going to be affecting your moods, the way that you think, the way that you behave. There was another lady who had polio all her life, and from ever she could remember. And when we worked together, polio is a very serious, very painful
Yeah.
condition. She can't breathe. She's living in an iron lung, and just a whole life living around polio and the consequences of that. So when we worked together, her daughter rang me up, and she was over the moon because she said she's not the same. She's a different woman. And this darling lady, it's Jenny actually. She's on my website, and most of these people are on the website I'm talking about. Um, she she gave her daughter a massage with her hands, and she said she's never given me a massage. I don't like it normally because she has cold bony hands and it's horrible. She was warm and sweet and warm. And so when we're in pain and in a state about whatever, we are affected. Our emotions are affected, the way we behave, the way we say things to people, the way we manage our daily life. It affects us through and through. So when you let go of the thing you're having a problem with, then everything else blooms as well. And she's a darling lady, but can you imagine anyone in constant daily pain? What does that do to a person's personality?
Yeah.
What does that do to a person's body? She's contracted, and she's has cold bony fingers, and you're in a state of pain all day long. I mean, it affects everything. And so when she got the positive effects of healing and feeling more comfortable, so everything else blossoms too. And she had her warm personality came out, and she had a lovely massage for her daughter, and so everything else gets affected too when you release the thing you're having trouble with.
Cool. We've Carla has said hello. So hello,
Hi, Carla.
Carla. Thank you for watching. And Kelly Jane has said hi as well. And that. And Andrea has said, I get bad pain in my lower stomach. What would that signify?
Okay, hi Andrea. So pain in your lower stomach, typically, um, for the stomach, it's if you think about what does the stomach do, we take on food, and it's one of the first places the food goes to, the stomach. So this is about dealing with things, dealing with the first stages of things, the first paces of doing something, the first things you get into, the first sort of area of sorting out, maybe your first relations possibly, or doing going to a new area, or dealing with a new job or new situation. So it's the first stages of dealing with something. That's what your body's saying. If you have pain in there's some kind of pain or problem for you dealing with, sorting something out, dealing with something. And depending on how long it's been there for you, Andrea, will be reflective of how deep this is for you, how deep an issue is for you. If it's something that just has come on now, or something that's fleeting, then it's a light thing. It's just something that's come on now, and it's a fleeting thing. So if it's something that's been with you for months or years, then this shows you that this is something deeper. This is something that is been troubling you for And we're not talking your stomach problem. Your body's just showing you what you're feeling inside. So it's something about sorting something out on the first levels. And so how do you clear it? Well, you just feel into it. You feel into the stomach pain and you follow your body. Your body guides you completely and utterly. 4 years. So it's something that's been hanging around for you for some time, for 4 years. And you need to sort it out, because it gets, when we don't listen to our bodies, when we don't listen to ourselves, our guides, our own messages, it will get worse. We all know this. And my old dad used to say, a stitch in time saves nine.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And it's the same, if you don't fix that leaky tap, it just gets more. It's the same with the body. So take heart. Healing is always now. And you can, if you go into sort of psychological healing kind of things, or counseling kind of things, this can take many, many years. But this method is instant, because we only live now. And so the moment you start to focus on and feel into your own body messages, this is it's your body gets the relief immediately and lets it go. Your stomach is, your body's not your enemy. It's not doing it on purpose. It's not trying to give you a hard time. It's not trying to it's not broken. It's not gone wrong or something. It's your body saying, hey Andrea, the sorting thing out is an issue for me. This is a thing. And when you feel into it, it will go. And give it a go. Put your hand on your stomach, on your stomach right now, and just feel into the pain, and feel into it, and breathe and relax and feel into it, and it will go. It's a natural consequence of our bodies. That's the basis of it.
So if you were to say get a headache, because when you get a headache, you automatically think, oh, well, I don't, but you automatically go, oh, I need to take painkillers for it. We really should be going, okay, let me go into this pain, this headache, to see where it's coming from, why it's there.
No, none of that.
No,
Just feel into it. Yeah, we don't have to figure it out. You've already got it. There's already reasoning. It's there. There's already history. You're welcome, Andrea. There's already a consequence of why it's there, and it's like the tip of the iceberg. So by the time you feel discomfort, it's come to a point that your body, it's got to the last point. Now we have spiritual energy, which is very light, and we have mental energy, which is also very light energy, permeable energy. And then we've got the emotions, which are kind of almost physical. It's real, and we feel things, and we get hurt. Heart hurts when we pine, or we get dumps, and then we get to the physical energy, which is solid. It's actually not solid, but it feels like solid, our body. So by the time something is developed into your physical body, this is like the last ditch result point, where you would have been getting messages, Andrea and everyone else. You would have been getting messages all the way along to balance, to come into flow. You would have. And you may have just missed it or ignored it. But by the time it comes into your body as a pain in the stomach or anything else, your body is saying, look at this, please. Stop ignoring me. And typically, this is the point we go to the doctors. And the doctors do their checks, which might take weeks or months, or God knows how long at the moment with all this going on. And they do test this and test that, and they may or may not diagnose you correctly, or maybe they do, or maybe they don't. But it takes a long time. And meanwhile, you might be taking painkillers. You might be in terrible pain, just suffering, and the consequences, and it's affecting your mood, and on and on and on. But how about we just listen to the message when we get it straight away? And it's all about learning to trust and learning to know that that's the right thing. Remember, when you cut yourself, your body automatically heals if you let it. But it's not going to heal if we drop the wound and it bleeds, or we make it dirty, or we keep doing the same thing, keep making the wound worse. It's going to make it tough for your body it'll keep trying, it won't stop. So we need to support and help it. We need to pay attention. We need to, if it's a cut, we raise the arm, we clean up the wound, we might put a plaster on it, or we might do step two, which is the supportive thing. We might put a bit of tea tree or lavender to support the healing. We might have rest, and then the body will get on with its healing. It knows what to do. So by the time it's become a physical thing for you, then it's the last ditch attempt. And but the body won't, your soul won't give up on you even then. I mean, if you look at raging alcoholics or something, I mean, they're going years and years and years. I mean, how does that happen? The feeling of the drive of survival is absolute. It's unbelievably powerful, and it takes, I don't know if anything can stop it apart from death, and even then your soul goes on,
Yeah.
and so it never stops. Survival and expansion and balance, it's always what's sought after by every single cell in your body, and you can't get by that. It will always be there for you. That's why it's never too late. It's never too late. And Kelly, you're saying you've ignored those signals for years, which many people do, and now you have the daily pain throughout your whole body. So your signal's getting really loud now, isn't it? Your whole body. People suffer fibromyalgia, another whole body thing. ME, MS, a whole body thing. Insomnia, a whole body thing, because now you can't rest. It's a whole body thing. So Kelly, for you, by the time it's become a whole body thing, and this is the moment you come to a conversation like this, a whole body thing, that's your whole life. Something you're not happy about, something of your whole body thing is, your whole body is your whole life. What is it about the whole situation now for you that you're not happy about? What is it about the whole of you, or the whole of your family, or the whole of the world, or the whole of existence? What is it about the whole of, what is it about the whole of what? It's something about the whole of that for you. And all you have to do to come back into flow is feel into it. You don't have to figure it out, even though I'm asking questions here, but your body is saying to you, you're not happy, you're in pain about the whole of you, the whole of your body, throughout your body. So is that what? Throughout your life, throughout the life? What is it about the whole of what? ME, in fact, there you go. There you go. These are whole body conditions. And never fear what you're suffering, whether even if it's cancer or it's fibromyalgia or ME or these serious conditions, because we're taught, oh, they're dreadful things, they can't be cured. It's rubbish. It's, if you see your body, if you go down the medical route, of course, this is the training that they know,
Yeah.
but it's not the end of the story. And your body, think of your body as an expression. Your body's speaking to you in a physical way. Your body's speaking to you in body speak. And when you have whole body things and ME, well, how does that make you feel? How does it affect your daily moments or your life? How does it affect your thoughts? How is your life because of it? And that and feeling into the whole story about what your body's doing. Now you're tuning in, now you're listening, now your body's getting relief because it's getting heard and understood, it's getting connection. So another important piece I teach is that when we're in pain or we have a condition of any kind, even if it's just a splinter in the thumb, from tiny things to fibromyalgia and worse, it's all about energetic separation. So the PainFree methods, the whole kind of action of it is reconnecting you to flow, bringing you all back together. So when you tune into what's happening, what you're feeling, what you're physically experiencing, you're energetically coming all back together. So that's why the relief is so quick, because you're back into flow. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense for me. Do let us know if that makes sense for you, Kelly and Andrea and anyone else who's watching. And whilst we're waiting for that, and this conversation could go on, I'm going to have you come back on the show. Definitely going to
You're
have to come
welcome.
back on the show.
Anytime.
So as you know, I do guided meditations and oracle card readings. So each week I like to ask my guests whether they would like a mini guided meditation or an oracle card for themselves and those watching. So Althea, what would you like me to do?
Oh, Oracle card sounds lovely.
Why not? Let's do the oracle cards. We like
Cool.
oracle cards, and we'll see what they've got to say for you and everyone else who's watching. Now, obviously, when I do cards, I do them for what we need to know in the present. Although I work with the past, with past life stuff, it's healing your past so that you can be fully present. Although I do the future work, it's going into your future to know what your future is. So you're back in the present, you don't worry about it. So it's what you need to know for your highest good now. And quite often when the cards come out, it's kind of like, it's like how your body tells you, you already know. It's just confirming it for you. So what does Althea and everyone who's watching this need to know for their highest good at this moment in time? What does Althea and everybody who's watching this need to know for their highest good? I was going to say, have some nice water
We're
or
talking.
herbal tea. So the card that came out was a breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand.
Oh,
So,
fabulous.
yes, so whatever you've been working on, or anybody here's been working on, even if it is the issues you've had with your body, a breakthrough is at hand now. You know, the path is clearing for you. So whatever it is that has been foremost in your mind recently, um, where you want to go, what you want to do, is actually going to be opening up for you now. So that's pretty cool. I mean,
Fabulous.
that's a really really good um, card. And
Brilliant.
uh,
Sounds amazing. I have to say, this method has been a long time coming. I mean, I've been studying and working for many years and have wanted to share it so much, but I didn't have the voice. I didn't have I was shy, and I knew I wanted to share it. So now it's all happening and I'm thrilled to be on a platform to be sharing it and teaching people and guiding and showing. So that
yeah,
makes complete sense.
it does. And Carla says, yes, this is perfectly aligned with my belief as well, which is absolutely perfect.
Mm.
So, Alethea, do you have any insights or thoughts to leave our viewers?
Yes, I would say the number one thing I can leave you to walk away from this is to listen to your instincts, to listen to your guide. It's always there. And we often bypass it and say, oh, no, no, no. We try to block it um, and we go against it. But it's there for your highest good. It's there to bring the best out of you. It's there to be true to you, to be you, to be true to yourself. And when you're at peace with who you are inside, then you just shine, and everything's easy. Things come to you, and it's just crazy easy. So my best thing I can say to you is listen to your instincts. That would be number one thing I can say.
Brilliant, brilliant, and obviously you do, because you literally glow
Oh,
when you're talking. You're kind of like just
oh,
glowing.
great.
It's amazing. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed this and found it insightful. And the words of wisdom Althea has given you will help further in your journey. So, if people want to connect with you, how do they do that? And what have you got on offers or anything like that?
Yep. So there's two main ways I help people, and one is through a self-study group, which is a private Facebook group. So you could join that, and you learn the whole method, and you can take as much time as you want to work through that. You can get my support through the group in the chat, the comments, and so it's a self-study group. All the methods there, and you got lots of videos to guide you. The second way that I help you is one-on-one. and you can get a single session to get healing on the actual call. And I work with people over a 3-month period because, you know, we're like layers of an onion, and you will get immediate relief, but things come up, and then, you know, the next thing comes up, the next layer, and the next layer, and the next layer. So that can take time, and it takes time to kind of really integrate the method, to really get the hang of it. So you've got it, you know what you're doing, you've got it for any time in the future if you ever need it. So all of that can be found on my website, which is www.painfreedom.co.uk, and you can see, you can click on the links, and there's also a free guide there. So if you want to explore the first stages of healing and get started and see what your condition is about and what's going on there, then the free guide will show you that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and what I'll do is I know that there's a couple other things, so I'll post those in the comments, so that you can click on them if you want to find out more information. And it really, you know, is worth checking it out, to see what can happen, how can help. So if you have reached that crossroads in your life and you need help finding your destiny and getting clear on your path, then I would love to be that guide for you. Please reach out and connect with me, and we can arrange a free 20 to 30-minute video call via Messenger, Skype, Zoom, so that we can find out more about each other and how I can help you take charge of your destiny. And do you offer a free consultation?
No, but the guide is free, and you're going to get a nice insight about how the method works, and you can get some insight about what's happening with your treatment, with your condition, I mean. And so you can get a start to understand what's happening with you, and that's a free guide on the website.
Brilliant.
And then, you know, from this chat today, feel into the pain, feel into the pain, and your body will guide you always. Trust it, even if it's really intense and really awful. I know it can be, but we're taught to fear our bodies, but feel into the pain. So that would be to get you started right this second. Feel into the pain and trust that's the right thing to do. It really is okay.
Oh, that sounds such wonderful
Get started right now.
wisdom. Yeah, exactly. And hopefully, Kelly and Andrea have started on that, which will be absolutely brilliant. So, the Angel Wings membership community is now open, where you get a chance to grow with ascended masters, archangels, goddesses, oracle cards to spread your wings and soar. And also, I do a weekly newsletter, and if you sign up for that on my website, you get a free guided relaxation plus a few other little gifts. So thank you so much for watching this, and I would like to invite you to share this video, as I'm sure there are more women who feel lost and want to get clear on their destiny just like you, and maybe have issues of pain that they need help with, that maybe by learning about tuning into it, they can actually help themselves. And Alethea will obviously be there to help. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell to be notified of when the shows go live. So I look forward to you all joining me same time, same place next week. And thank you all so much for watching. And Alethea, thank you so much for coming
You're
on.
welcome.
And
Pleasure
I'm
to chat.
and I'm
Thank you.
definitely going to have you on again, because I think we've got so much more we could talk about.
Fantastic. I'll be there. I'll be there. Thank you so
Brilliant.
much.